Hey, this is Bailey.
And I'm Timothy.
And welcome to What Sleep Podcast.
Let's get right into it.
Woo. Hello, Insomniacs. It is officially Halloween.
Woo!
Woo! It's spooky season, and we are amongst the witches, the vampires, and it's time for either a sugar rush or regrets.
Razor blades.
No. I said
apples.
regrets, not razor blades.
Same thing.
Okay. I mean, sure. So we have a guest today.
Hi.
This is Lisa. She's a very good friend of the podcast, and we really like her, so she gets to be on the show.
Oh, thanks. I feel so honored. You guys
should.
are awesome. Yeah, I should. I know.
No,
I will
kidding.
worship at your feet.
I'm just kidding. Don't do that.
No, this is awesome. I feel really honored and privileged to be here. You guys are so great, and I love listening to you guys.
Okay. Nah,
I mean-
it's the other way around, but it's cool. You can be humble. Humble Lisa. So this episode is a bonus episode for this week. Something I did want to start doing, but it really depends on, how often we get stories and stuff, and if this is something you guys are interested in. So today's episode is a listener story, and we're going to have Lisa here reading with us. Yeah, we're going to get into it.
Let's do it.
So this one is from Bree. She says, "Hey, what sleep? My name is Bree, and I just want to say I love listening to your episodes during work. They certainly make my day more interesting, which is hard to do, so thank you." I agree, Bree. I listen to their stuff when I'm like taking long drives or
Like all
cleaning.
day.
Yeah, like
Yeah, a lot of your comments are like, yeah, we're driving right now, and here's my theories.
Oh yeah, no, it's like please stop texting and drive.
I'm a passenger during this. Just saying.
Don't
My
text and
boyfriend's
drive.
driving during that. I don't text and drive, so I'm being safe and legal. But anyways, oh look, it's about an ex, so it's kind of similar.
Oh, good.
Oh,
Which is hard. Oh, we got that. I wanted to tell you about my experience with my ex a few years ago. We had been dating for 2 years before I broke up with him and left the relationship as it became very clear he was toxic and his friends weren't much better.
Girl, do you?
Yes.
Get out of there.
Also, I believe in the 2-year itch because usually when I hit 2 years with a guy, something goes wrong and I have to break up with them. So I get you.
Rip Lisa's ex-boyfriends.
I feel so out of place right now.
He's like, I'm the only guy here. Like, let me hide. I think I looked past a lot of the signs and tried to accept that his friends were who they are. But hindsight really is 20/20, and I wish I had made.
Sorry.
Yeah.
This year sucks.
Yep.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry.
The irony. I wish I had made the decision to leave a long time ago. Anyway, after breaking up with him, I moved back home with my family an hour away from where our shared apartment was. I was only 21 and I needed a place to stay while I saved up money to get my own place and back on my feet. After moving home, everything seemed to me much clearer, and all the stress I had been through living with him seemed like it lifted right off my shoulders.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Obviously, it was toxic and he did need to go away.
I wouldn't know.
You're like, let me just stay in this toxic relationship forever.
I don't date.
Or that. You live in that single life.
Sure.
Hey, it's a good thing.
It's
I
not
liked my single
involuntary.
life.
Just go get yourself a woman.
I just don't have a social life.
Hey, y'all,
That's
you hear it. Timmy's free.
Available.
Ready to mingle.
Listen, if you're rich, sure. I got you. Go ahead.
Hit him up. He tried for a time to get me to come back, and after entertaining his texts and calls with telling him why I left and why I wasn't coming back, I ended up having to block him. That is so true. They don't get the freaking hint. Peace.
Yeah.
Oh.
Those stupid boys.
He knows.
Especially when they're obsessive. That's scary.
Yeah.
I don't blame you for blocking him either. Like, sometimes that's the only way.
Mm-hmm.
Get out of my life.
Get the hell out of here. Peace. Nothing. I thought everything was done and over with. Boy, was I wrong.
Oh, snap.
What happened?
About to get scary.
Free.
Save yourself. 2 months later, I thought I was going crazy at first. You probably were. Just kidding.
Flamed.
You know, when it said boy, was I wrong? I was like, oh no, she got murdered. And I was like, oh wait, she's writing this.
She's
still
has
alive.
to be alive to write the story.
Unless this is
It
the
could
ghost.
be written from...
Ooh, ghostwriting.
Yes.
Let's talk about a ghostwriter. Drake, is that you?
I would hear faint knocking on my window very late at night. I never saw anything or anyone, so I chalked it up to the wind. Stupid, but there wasn't anything like trees or whatever next to my window to explain the knocking. Maybe someone was at your door. This happened. Were you gonna say something?
No, I just went, ooh.
Yeah. Okay.
See, you can't help but hit it.
This happened for a few days, and I lost sleep over it by the third night. On the fifth night, straight of this happening, I'd had enough.
Girl, why did you wait so long? What? 5 nights of somebody knocking on your window?
Maybe she wanted the ghost to come through and, like, you know, take her while she was sleeping.
Oh, what is it? What's that? Is it
Edward
called
Cullen.
Ghost?
I don't know.
That movie with Patrick Swayze?
Let's make some
Oh.
some
I
pottery.
think it's Ghost.
It is
Yeah,
Ghost.
the pot. Okay.
It's called Ghost.
I stayed up with my lights off, and as soon as the knocking began, I bolted to the window to see what was causing the knocking. Stupid idea, I know. Expecting some weird stuck branch or some animal trying to get in, I'm sure you understand my surprise when there was a whole ass man standing outside my window.
What do you mean?
That sounds creepy.
And that's why I have a gun.
Maybe it was Patrick Swayze.
I mean, maybe. A whole ass man outside. Sorry. There was a whole ass man standing outside of your window, Bree. What the?
Start throwing shit. Like, we're past the point of just
Ooh.
standing there.
Mother
With the
loving
candy corn.
You know, I don't know why everyone
Perfect.
seemed to like all of a sudden start hating candy corn.
I love candy corn.
I love
I
candy
fucking
corn.
love candy
I
corn.
know.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like
you
I've been seeing so
candy
many
corn
videos.
love candy corn.
I candy corn love candy corn.
At first, I had no idea who this was. They were dressed in black. It was the middle of the night, and they bolted as soon as they got to the window. Needless to say, I nearly shit my pants. I'm sorry. I'm sorry you've been through that, Brie. That sounds pretty scary.
I also would have candy corned my pants.
Yeah. Who does that? Who stands outside someone's window knocking?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, they're determined.
I hate this.
I immediately turned on my lights and woke my parents up. Okay, I'm sorry. Why did you wait until after you went to the window to turn on your lights, Brie? I would have done that first.
I feel like if she turned off her lights, then immediately the person might have like run away. You know what I mean?
That's true. Okay, I'll cut you some
But
slack
if the
there.
person is outside the window looking in, you don't think they didn't see her walk up to this fucking window, see her, and bolt?
Well, she said it was the middle of the night. I don't know.
Yeah, but
You need
This
some night
isn't a
vision
normal
goggles.
person. This person
it's Patrick Swayze.
is on night, what, 4 or
Five.
something? Night 5, knocking on her window in the middle of the night like some creepy Romeo. Romy, no. I got there.
See, night vision goggles would be perfect in this situation, and this is why we need someone to like give you advertisement on night
Right,
vision goggles.
exactly.
Come on, ads. Like,
Side note, missed opportunity, everybody. We totally could have worn gas masks. Like, we had the chance, and we blew it.
I want to
We-
get like
we
the
are-
old witch doctor noses.
Exactly. Yeah, we could have done something like that. We could have brought capes back for 2020. We could have been all broody, but nah. We're
Yep.
just...
we
Vibing.
sucked. We failed.
2020 has failed us. 2021, we're bringing capes back.
I know. I want to so bad.
Just
Do
do
it.
it. That's all you got to do. Could you imagine being like, your total's like 1471? Disappear.
That's my dream.
I immediately turned on my lights and woke my parents to tell them what I just saw. My sweet, sweet badass of a mother immediately got up and grabbed her pistol, turning on all her lights, and in her moo-moo, walked her bold ass outside.
What is a moo-moo?
Yeah,
It's like really long like nightgown dresses that like old ladies wear.
So a nightgown?
Yeah.
Yes.
That looks super comfy.
Yes.
So she, gun wielding mama with her moo-moo.
Yeah.
I can definitely picture this right now. She stood at the front door like the matriarch superwoman she is and began to search around. Nothing. There was no one. I'm incredibly glad that both my parents believed what happened and offered to stay awake with me, see if they could catch whoever was outside of my window. That was really supportive of them.
Heck yeah, dude.
Yeah, my parents would be like, just go back to sleep. We don't care.
No.
The next night, however, no knocking. It was this way for close to a week. Nothing happened. I was obviously still on edge, but I began to relax and believe that catching whoever it was in the act was scared off. Again, boy, was I wrong.
No.
Please survive. Don't be a ghost. 2 weeks after the knocking began, I noticed that the gas in my car was starting to go missing. Oh,
Man,
heck
that's the
no.
worst.
I had that happen to me one time.
Are you serious?
When I was working at Banana Republic.
No.
I went because I just filled up a tank of gas, did a full day of work, went to my car, and it was pretty much on empty because someone
No.
just straight up siphoned my gas tank.
I lose my effing mind.
I'm so like,
I'd
that
lose
makes
my
me so
candy
mad.
corn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so mad. I was like, really?
It's so rude because it's like, I don't know. At least leave enough for me to get to the candy corn and gas station.
I mean,
like,
he did, but like, come on, bro.
That's
I
so
don't
much
know.
money.
It's
Gas
really,
is
yeah,
a
gas
lot.
is
And
expensive.
here's my mindset. I was just like, why me? Like, there's all these other cars and you chose mine.
Yeah,
It's fine, I guess.
I feel for
If you're
y'all.
listening, I hate you. If
He's
you
coming
happen to
for
hear
you.
this and you siphoned gas out of a 2005 Mercury Sable back in like 2014, I hate you.
He's coming for you. Watch out.
Better watch those Tootsie Rolls. Yes.
That was too perfect. Anytime I got into my car to go to work, I noticed that my tank was nearly on E after filling it at least halfway at either the beginning of the week or the day before. Annoying, but it happens. People suck.
True.
Yes,
Yep.
they do. I began to get messages from my ex's sister, who beforehand I didn't have much contact with, but I never had any bad feelings for her. Her messages were to ask how I was, how work was, just general catching up things. No red flags at this time, but after everything I realized she was probably working with her brother to find out where I was or what I was doing.
Girl,
Ooh, creepy.
that's scary.
Yeah. Females are conniving little heifers. Not a cuss word, I'm good.
Conniving heifers. Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, you gotta be careful. I say this because he showed up to my new job maybe a week after she began talking to me. Ooh, she's a traitor.
Oh,
Mm-mm. He showed up, he asked for me to come back, and I told him again that wasn't happening. Good for you. And I asked him if I could help him with anything relevant to my job, or else please leave.
tell him.
Yep.
Straight up. Get out of my job place, my place of employment.
Grab him by the ear and drag him out. He didn't take too kindly to this, as he yelled in front of my boss, "This isn't fair! You can't live without me!
Yeah, I can.
You can't live without me! You'll see that you can't live without me." Fortunately, he took the opportunity to leave before my manager kicked him to the curb. I clocked out at the end of my shift, which of course happened to be close to closing. So
No.
spooky.
The buddy system.
Yes. I actually had to use that at my old job because I had a patient who was infatuated with me.
Oh.
Yeah, and then he tried to assault me, so that was
Good.
fun. Yeah. I wish I could say that I made a smart decision to call my parents and ask them to pick me up, but that's not something I thought of at the time. My manager watched me get into my car, and I began to drive home. Leaving the parking lot, a car almost immediately began to tail me. They pulled out at the same time as I did, not initially strange, but seemed for the next 5 minutes to take the same path I took.
Ugh.
Creepy. It's a 20-minute drive from home where I work, and after the first few minutes of being followed and already sketched out after the outburst of my ex, I was immediately suspicious of whoever was behind me.
You fair.
Yeah.
Your instincts are telling you things for a reason.
I'd have like done side roads and stuff, try and like be like, are they really following me?
Yeah, I do that all the time. Like, even if I know that like I'm just getting off the interstate and this person's probably also needing to take this exit, but he's definitely following me.
Yeah.
Like,
Or like when you're following the person in front of you. And
I feel
like,
so bad. I'm like, I'm not following you. I have to go this way.
I'll be your creeper. Oops.
Nice bumper.
Yeah. Let me read every single sticker on you. Anyways, not creepy. Oh yeah, I didn't recognize the car and it was very hard to make out who was behind me, but I had a feeling you get when you know something is wrong. Ooh, intuition.
Yeah.
The car following me got as close as they could, turning their brights on. Oh, what buttholes?
That's
like,
so rude.
See, that doesn't bother me because mine like dims so it doesn't blind me.
I am lucky my car is low to the ground, so when people try and put their brights on me, I'm like, this doesn't work.
Yeah.
See, I feel bad when I'm in my truck driving and I have my lights on because
Yeah.
So
when it's like,
bright.
because by law, when it's like even like remotely foggy, I have to turn the fog lights on. And they're like, but like luckily those are low to the ground, but they're bright.
Yeah.
So it's like, I feel so bad sitting behind these people just blinding
So
them.
rude.
So I also have to be like so far back from them.
You secretly like, mwahaha. The car following me got as close as they could, turning their brights on. No way I was going to stop. And one thing I do remember from most crime shows was never to stop and never lead them to your destination. It's true in Pennsylvania. The car following me began to try and sideswipe me, getting close to my vehicle and at high speeds would attempt to put me into the ditch. Heck no.
I'm stressed.
Yeah, heart rate like pounding. I drove all over the place, taking turns into busy plazas, getting on and off the interstate. So she was doing it. That's good.
Nice.
And when it was plainly clear that whoever was behind me was following me, I called my mother. She instructed me to come directly
Mama
home.
Moo Moo.
Yes, that's her new nickname, Mama Moo Moo. I love it.
I'm sorry if you hate it, but that's her name.
Let's get some Mama Moo Moo shirt, like merch.
Yes.
Mama Moo Moo.
You just, it's just like this like granny with like a assault rifle, just like
On a
Come at
mug,
me,
like.
stand. Oh, yeah. Perfect.
Get your morning coffee with Mama Moo Moo.
yeah.
That's awesome. Where's Mama Moo Moo? Okay, there we go. She instructed me to come directly home, so of course I did, because I knew if anything was going to happen, I trusted my parents to be there to fight for me and to defend me. I stayed on my phone for the remainder of my drive home. Pulling into my driveway, I saw that my mother was already prepared. Go Mama Moo Moo. She had gathered what I can only say is an arsenal in preparation for whoever was following me. At this point, however, getting close to my home, my pursuer had already abandoned the chase. In my terrified tunnel vision, I don't know when they stopped. I only knew drive home.
That's fair.
You were you were focused on the task. I ran into my parents' house shaking, my father comforting me and asking me who was after me. So sweet. I told him what had happened during my work shift and what my ex had said. He told me there was absolutely nothing to worry about, as my parents, of course, would never let anything happen to me. Man, 911. Oh, he did offer to call the police. Hey.
Oh, okay. I was like, call the police.
Yeah. However, I refused. I wanted to deal with this
Girl,
head-on.
why? No.
No.
That's how you get murdered. Bree.
Have that paper trail.
I mean, I too would feel emboldened with Mama Moo Moo, but
Go
like,
Mama Moo Moo. God bless her. The next day, I confronted his sister, demanding an explanation of the previous night. She played dumb, telling me she had no idea what I was talking about. Sure. I then unblocked my ex and called him. Immediately, he was spewing things like, I knew there was no way you could stay away from me.
Oh, come on.
Have you come to your sense? Oh, honey.
I'm angry.
Yeah.
I'm angry.
Jesus.
I confronted him straight up, asking what the fuck he was thinking by chasing me almost off the road all the way to my house, when he readily provided the explanation that it was a passionate attempt to gain my attention and to get me to listen.
This is not how that works, my
No.
That's not
You don't-
romantic passion.
A crime of passion is still a crime.
Yeah.
That's another shirt. I would wear that.
Bro.
You need to start writing these down so you don't forget.
Mama Moo Moo and crime of passion is still a crime.
Bree, you've come up with so much merch for you. No, that's not how you do that. I laid into him, telling him there was no way anything between us other than a restraining order. So,
Yes.
hey, you need police for that. Or police intervention was going to happen. I hung up on him. Click.
Girl.
Thankfully, it seemed that he got the message. After time, a move, and a new job, life has been peaceful. Don't get too... I don't remember the last word, but that word. I've blocked his family, and I've made sure that my socials are private. Smart move. I still live with the stress that he'd find me, but it's been 3 years since all of this went down. I feel as though I can put it behind me, though I still make sure my windows are locked now, and have since gotten a dog. Oh, doggies!
Yay!
She's perfect, and though little, can have a scary big bark.
Heck yeah.
I want to know what kind of dog.
Bree, you did not pay your dog tax. What kind of dog is it?
Why did you not send us pics?
Send us a picture.
What's the name? I
That's
want
it.
everything.
You got nothing.
It just stops. Bree. All right, first of all, great story. I'm terrified for you, and I'm glad that
Get a gun.
she has a dog. That's basically a gun right now.
No.
I'm glad you're not dead.
Yes.
But
Same.
what kind of dog do you have?
The most important thing is the dog.
That's the takeaway here.
Also, thanks for the merch ideas.
Yes.
Quality.
Yeah, thanks for sending that in. I'm sorry that happened to you.
Yeah.
That's an insane story, and I don't know what I would have done.
I'm glad you're away from your ex finally. Crazy man.
Kind of.
No.
Okay, so our next story does not have an author, it looks like. Let me read. Hold on.
Because they wanted to stay
No.
anonymous
Yeah.
a little bit.
Okay, so our next story doesn't have an author. This is sent in by an anonymous listener. So we're just gonna read it. So they say, "Hey, what's sleep? I've got a story for you. This story is about a ghost that plagued one night of my teenage years in a way only one can only describe as rude. Honestly, same." My family lives in a home that was built in the 1950s, not super old, but apparently old enough for a ghost to decide that it had the right to invade my personal space. Yeah, rude.
They want to touch your bubble.
Oh no.
You know, I remember when I told you about like a spider or something, and you're just like, what? It's just in your house. Just like pick it up and take it outside.
Oh,
I was like, no,
heck
it's
no.
entered my space. It is death.
It has chosen
You
death.
are sentenced to death.
Literally haven't used the downstairs bathroom for the past 3 days because
Really?
there's a huge spider
No.
somewhere. Like, we lost sight of it. I'm like, nope, I'm not doing it.
Another tangent, but that reminds me one day. This is what
3
it was
sentences in.
back at the old house, and I was just laying in bed on my phone, just like I don't remember. I was like watching YouTube or something,
Mhm.
but I had the phone like sideways, and I had like the covers all the way up here, and I was just vibing with like 2 pillows, just like yes,
Comfy AF.
comfy AF. And then it was like completely dark in my room, other than like my phone screen, and then all of a sudden I just see little thing like shadow, and I look over and it's just this spider crawling up towards the phone screen.
He's got a phobia of spiders.
So do I.
You should have heard me play Grounded. Oh my god.
That was great. That was beautiful.
But
We should
so
recorded that.
I've never gotten out of bed so fast in my life. I literally, in one swift motion, just threw the blanket like across the room. I was like, I just ruined it. Now I don't know where the spider is. So literally, I turned the light on and got my phone with like the flashlight, just like going across every crevice. I found it. It was hidden in like a corner on the bottom over there, and I just went, just killed it.
I'm too afraid to look for it.
You punch it.
I had nothing else. I just wanted it dead before it moved.
That's fair.
I don't
Thank
blame
you.
you.
She says, "I lived upstairs. The space was made from an attic into a bedroom. Nice. I've never been a fan of attics, but the renovation gave life to this gave life to the unused space.
I've never had an attic.
I have. But not like an actual real attic. Oh, wait. My grandma did. We lived with her for a little bit.
Yeah.
She
We
has
had-
a lot of camels in there.
Camels?
Yes. She was
Alright.
into camels and everyone was into camels.
Okay.
She's a hoarder.
Yeah, whatever works.
Nice. Let's see. After moving in post renovation, I made my room my own space. I put up posters for movies like Rocky Horror, Halloween, and Grease. I had them all. I had books, comics, movies, and bookshelves of all the best media available. Every inch of the space was made for whatever spooky thing I could get my hands on. Whether or not these were the things that attracted our ghost is up for debate, though my family firmly blames me for everything that went wrong. Rude.
How dare you? You brought these ghosts upon them.
Oh, okay. I see why now.
Wait,
I got you.
the grunge that I put into my room included a Ouija board. Oh, okay. I would blame you too.
I want to play that.
We're doing it.
100 Patreons and we will touch a Ouija board.
No. Now.
No.
We're going to go to the jail with a Ouija board.
1,000 Patreons and I will go to the jail.
No, we're doing it. We're doing it. It's going to happen.
That'd be pretty awesome. Sorry, Bailey.
I'm going to pass out, I'm going to puke, and then you'll have to drag me out. I'm going to say this every single time. That's what's going to
content.
happen.
Puking noises.
Oh my god. All right. Now, this wasn't the only thing included in my spooktacular room. No. I had an altar for the goddess Freya.
Okay.
What is happening here?
You got Rocky Horror, Halloween, Grease, and then also you have a Ouija board, and then a altar for the goddess Freya.
Okay.
What?
I mean, I'm not judging you, but
I am.
I'm confused.
What?
As I was very much into meditating on good vibes and kicking ass.
Okay.
This was just who I was during my teens. All right. It's not uncommon to experience strange things in the town I live in. Oftentimes, people report seeing apparitions of old men and women in outfits that were outdated, and one evening, I met an old ghost of my own. After laying down for the night, a little while had passed before I heard some small scratching coming from my door. Nope. Absolutely not. No.
It's just a rat.
No. Now, my family had a cat at this point named Sour. Amazing.
I like that name.
Yeah.
See, then there's me where I'm like, I want to get a cat and call it Cthulhu.
Cthulhu. But Sour.
But could you imagine just like this cute little tiny white kitten being like, come here, Cthulhu? Like, that's amazing.
Get one.
I want to.
She was lazy, yes, but it wasn't an impossible thing for her to have come upstairs and try to get into my room. I got up to open the door, but nothing was there. I thought maybe I was just too tired and I'd just been hearing things, so I went back to sleep, leaving my door open in case Sour changed her mind. Some time had passed again, and just as I had drifted off to sleep, the door slammed closed. Nope.
Gone.
Absolutely not. I'd be out the window, sorry. I don't know if you have a window, but I no. She says, hello? Nah, you're not going to make it so I can't sleep and also freak me out like that. Like the baby I was, I pulled the blanket over my head and listened to see if maybe Sour had somehow bumped into the door or literally any other explanation for why the door would slam the way it did. Same.
I don't think cats can slam doors though. Just saying.
I'd also try to like come up with any explanation and be like, all right, it was the wind.
Rationalize the fear out of you.
That's terrifying. Like, doors slamming get me. That's the most terrifying. Okay, well, peeking around a corner and then like pulling back. No. That's probably the scariest thing, but hearing nothing, I got out of my bed and slowly made my way over to see what happened.
And this is why you wouldn't survive in a horror movie. You're safe in the bed. It can't get you once you're in there.
Your blanket is your barrier.
Exactly. But no, you're like, I'm gonna be brave and go see what it is. Nah, that's how all of a sudden you just get a knife in your heart.
First death in scary movies.
Just saying, every movie is like someone is like, what is that unexplained noise? Let me go check it out when I'm home alone. No. Exactly. Nope.
She says, I got out of my bed and slowly made my way over to see what happened. And of course, no cat. Nothing was in the room except for me. Okay, creepy.
You don't say.
Stranger things have happened, and it was at this point I decided to lay back down and say a small prayer to Freya, asking for her to protect me during my quest for sleep. Satisfied, I again laid down in my bed. I did successfully fall asleep, though I'm not sure for how long before I woke up to pressure on my bed.
They were laying in bed with you.
Ooh. You didn't
Been a
pay for
minute.
this, ghost.
Patrick Swayze
Has returned.
It felt as though someone were laying behind me. I couldn't move, not for lack of ability, but for what the ever-loving peace on earth had crawled into my bed at this ungodly hour. I didn't feel like our cat. It didn't feel like our cat. It was much heavier and much larger. I could hear having breathing. No. As if whatever was behind me was asleep. After what felt like an eternity, I'm not good. After what felt like an eternity, I played it off as if I was rolling over in my sleep and turned to face whatever was behind me.
No.
Why are you so brave? Just if you don't look at it, you just can't see
It's the power
you.
of Freya, girl. But again, nothing was there. The heaviness went away and the pressure went away. It was like nothing had happened. Though I know I felt it. I sat up and told whoever was listening, I need sleep. I want you to leave. Whatever is here, do not come back into here. Now, I don't know if this worked, but never again did I feel like something had crawled into my bed. That's not to say it left, though, whatever it was. Not super long, but it's my experience, and I wanted to share it with you all. Thanks for reading my story. If it makes it on, and if there's any more in the future, I've got more stories.
Lit.
Well, I'm terrified.
Hey, Freya came and
Too-
saved her butt.
Too brave.
Apparently, I'm not good with that. Also, you didn't send in your cat picture. Where is Sour, and what kind of cat was Sour?
Yeah, if y'all are gonna mention pets, send pics.
There is a pet tax here.
All right, this next one is a little bit of a short one.
Teensy weeny.
Yellow polka dot bikini. No. So, starts off with, when I was a teenager, I was walking in front of my school. I happened to pass my old elementary principal, Mr. Bobbitt. He had been at that school for as long as I could remember. He was retired, but he still enjoyed hanging around for functions. Anyway, I said, "Good morning, Mr. Bobbitt," heading to another function. He just looked up at me and kept walking by. I shrugged it off and thought he had more pressing issues. After a few steps, I realized that Mr. Bobbitt had passed away the week before.
What?
That's
Dead?
dead. I turned around to see if he was still there to find that I was the only person in front of the school.
Mr. Bobbitt's a ghost.
That's kind of horrifying, actually. Especially if it's like an elementary school thing.
Yeah.
Those kids are haunted.
The school's haunted. Well, that was terrifying. Cool.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah.
You
No,
guys
that
are
was
so
a lot
sweet.
of fun.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if you guys were into that, send in more stories. You guys can always send them to whatsleeppodcast@gmail.com. I love reading stories sent in from you guys. I think those are super fun and, kind of gives you a little chance to put yourself in the spotlight, get your stories out there. So
Oh, yeah.
I want to know if anyone got probed by an alien.
I need some, alien stories would be crazy cool.
I got one.
Oh,
Just
Timmy.
saying. It's nothing crazy, but nah, it was just it was November, I think, 9th of 2007. I was 11 years
Yeah.
old at the time. And
Mine.
I remember it because, me and my family were living at the old house, and at the old house was like a glass front door as well as another door, so you could still open the door and see outside type of
Yeah.
thing, yada yada. Only reason why I remember this date, well, I know of it around that time,
Mhm.
because I was waiting for the new Call of Duty to come out at the time, and I was really
course.
excited. My mom worked really late hours, so she would come home around like 6:30 at night, and around that time it would get kind of dark. So I was just sitting there, and I was like, kept looking out through the glass door. I was like, "Is she here? No. Is she here? No." That type of thing. I remember one time I wanted to go look over there, and as I was staring out, I lived in a cul-de-sac, and across the way there was like a line of trees, but you could still see the house on the other side. All of a sudden, this thing as wide as the house just starts rising up from the backyard. And I know people say, "Oh, it was probably a drone." It was in 2007, before drones were a thing,
2007.
let alone the size of a house. But, it slowly started to rise up just over the house, and it had red and green rotating lights around it.
Mhm.
And it made no noise whatsoever.
Christmas you left.
Absolutely no noise. And it just rose up over the trees, sat there for a second, and then it just started just going away.
It was coming. Well, it was going to come for you, but you didn't go
I
towards
saw
caught
it.
it.
so-
I caught it.
Yeah, busted.
So that's
saved
that's
yourself.
literally my story. That's literally it. And then me being like 11 and more focused on the new video game, I was like, huh.
Did anyone go missing?
No, not that I know of. Like I said, I was a little kid and I was just like, game. So yeah, that's just my little quick story. But
That's fair.
That's pretty
Aliens.
interesting.
Y'all send your alien stories in. Come on.
Yeah, we want to know if you've been probed.
All right. So with that, we'll go ahead and end that episode. So you can find our episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, pretty much any podcast network that you can think of.
you can even ask Amazon Alexa to find us.
Tell them.
Oh, dang.
Yeah,
We
with the TuneIn app.
We're on the Alexa.
Yeah, we sure are.
You can find us on social media where we post pictures and new updates all the time for any episodes at Facebook and Instagram at What Sleep Podcast. You can find us on Twitter at What Sleep Pod. And again, you can always email us any of your crazy stories at whatsleeppodcast@gmail.com. And Lisa, do you have any socials you want to throw out there?
You can find me on YouTube, Lisa ASMR. And there's Patreon and OnlyFans, Lisa ASMR. It's super easy. Everything's Lisa ASMR. Instagram, Lisa ASMR. And then Twitter throws you for a loop. You add the number 2 at the end of Lisa ASMR.
That's the worst.
It's
I hate
always Twitter. That's why
I hate
ours is
Twitter.
The other person
different.
doesn't even use it. I'm like, Heifer,
I
please.
know, same. Well, y'all go check out Lisa. She's awesome.
Oh,
So
thanks, guys.
make sure that you guys give her some love.
Yeah, definitely do that.
Sweet.
All right. Well, happy Halloween, you guys.
Ooh,
Send us
spooky
pictures of you guys
season.
in your t-shirts and all of your Halloween costumes, all that stuff.
Oh, so some little merch news. We do plan on selling hoodies around mid-November.
Woo!
So
If you guys buy merch, you should send in pictures so they can post to you guys.
Oh,
Yes.
definitely.
Representing.
Oh yeah,
And also your animals.
and
Yes.
also any animals.
In our merch.
That'd be
That would
cute.
be
That'd be the best.
amazing.
Sour and the other dog that we the
I
dog
don't
that we
think
don't
it
know
would
the name.
name.
We don't know the name.
Y'all, come on.
Mama Moo Moo needs to be wearing.
Yes, get Mama Moo Moo a What Sleep t-shirt, please.
Oh my God, come on. We need a moo for What Sleep. Are you kidding?
Oh yeah.
Well, stay safe, guys. We will see you in next week's episodes.
Definitely will.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.